Hi there. In this video, I'm going to start looking at EQ. So, in case any of you have never used an EQ before, I'm just going to go over the very basics of what an EQ or equalizer does. So, first of all, I'm going to go over to my browser and select an EQ. So, I'll go to Audio Effects, EQ and Filters, and I'm going to choose Channel EQ. There are more advanced EQs, such as EQ8, but Channel EQ is available on all versions and it's more simple for beginners to understand. I'm not going to open up a preset. I'm just going to drag this plugin in its default state. I'm just going to put it on my drums track for now. So this down here is a Channel EQ plugin. So what an EQ allows you to do is increase or decrease the volume of certain frequency areas within an audio signal. So, an example of an EQ that you've probably already used before would be the bass or treble dial on a hi-fi or home sound system. So with the EQ on a hi-fi, you could either boost or cut set frequencies within your sound system. You'll probably know these as treble, bass, and mid controls. So, Ableton Live's EQ works in a similar way, but gives you more control over the frequencies you're boosting or cutting. So I'm just going to solo my drums. Now when I play this track back, you'll be able to see a visual representation of the audio that's going through the plugin. So the greyed out area was displaying the frequency range that we're hearing. Now let's have a look at some of the controls. You'll be able to see down here we've got a low, a mid, and a high band control. You can use these to increase or decrease the gain of these frequency bands. So turning one of them down to the left will decrease, and turning over to the right will increase. Double clicking will set it back to 0. So I'll just play something back and make some changes. Notice how it sounds a lot brighter now we've boosted the highs. And a lot darker when we've cut them. Now let's look at the low band. Notice when I turn down the low band, the bass of the kick drum is really being cut out. But notice there when I increase it, the bass drum becomes very powerful. So that's the low and high bands, and that's the only controls we have for those. But you may notice above the mid band, we have a frequency control. So if I increase the mids now, then click and drag this number, we can change the area that we're cutting or boosting. So I'll just play that back so you can hear the difference. So as you can see there, you can really change the sound using this EQ plugin. Now another control we have is this one here. And what this is a high pass filter. I'm just going to set that back to 0. So all a high pass filter does is cut out the very lowest frequencies. So it's allowing the highs to pass and it's cutting the lows. The difference might be quite subtle here, but you may be able to hear it in the kick drum. If you're listening on headphones or a set of speakers, you should be able to hear the kick drum has lost some of its power. Now, the final control we have in this EQ plugin is this output dial. All this does is adjust the volume coming out of the plugin. So sometimes, if you're adding lots of big boosts, the volume of your signal may increase quite a lot. So you can just bring down the overall level with the output dial. Again, if you had lots of cuts, you might need to increase the output. So that's the Channel EQ plugin. In a future video, I'll be showing you how you can use this to improve the sound of your tracks. Thanks for watching.